Good evening. Today is Wednesday, December the 1st, you guys. Y'all, we are already in December. Can you believe that? I want to welcome you to 12 by 12 scrapbook page layouts. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that lives in the San Antonio, Texas area. Hi, Bonnie. Want to welcome you. If you joined me last week, we did page 1 of a Thanksgiving layout, and I know and I hope that all of you that took some Thanksgiving photos of everybody stuffing food in their face and just having a good time, took some photos and maybe have already printed a few and you're just scratching to do a layout. Thank you for sharing, Bonnie. And so tonight we're going to be doing the other page. Okay, we're going to do the other page, and then I'm just going to talk about some other stuff while I'm putting the layout together. Going to try to remember to tell you some things as I go along. I am going to do a few things from scratch, and last week, if you remember, I was talking about fine tip glue, adhesive sheets, the whole 9 yards. So for those of you that aren't quite sure how to use adhesive sheets, or who maybe haven't experienced using the Stampin' Cut emboss machine, hi Bev. We're going to do a little bit of that tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do want to welcome you. I am live right now on Facebook. If you don't see a live in any one of those top corners, you're probably watching the replay on Facebook, or you could be watching me off my YouTube channel. And if you're watching me off YouTube, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, you can stamp that red subscription button and turn on your notifications. That way you know when I post a video. And let's see, we need to do a drawing for last week too. So I am going to be real quick with the drawing because, y'all, I have 8%. I have 8% on my iPad, and so let's go ahead and do the drawing before I lose power. I've got my power plugged into my my phone, but I'm going to tell you what we're going to give away. Because this paper is so gorgeous, I am going to be giving away a 6x6 sampling. You've got 12 sheets here of the designer series paper that we are using, which this one is specifically, let me make sure I got the name right because sometimes I get it wrong. It's Blackberry Beauty Specialty Designer Series paper. Set that aside and look at the paper. It's a specialty paper because it has that gold foil kind of mingled in on one side. And let me see if I can just show you. Here we go. Well, anyway, I thought I had put these in a particular order, but I didn't. But there's one side, and then when you flip it around, you've got this gorgeous coordinating side, which this is the layout base that we're using in layout number 24, which is the one we're doing right now. And then this is another design. Look at that. Look at those gorgeous autumn colors. And then that's kind of like a herringbone design on the back. This one is gorgeous and could be a card in itself with just a little bit of stamping along the top, maybe a bow. But there's the back of that one. There is this one that has those gorgeous owl designs as part of it. And then you've got the flip side. And then we've got this one. Pretty. And then you've got this, which this design right here is actually, looks like one of the, it looks like one of the dies from the, what is it, the wonderful, got my names mixed up here. Let's see. From the Intricate Leaves Dies is what it looks like. I just noticed that. Anyway, and then you've got this last one that's kind of the opposite of the owl one here. And then we've got that flip side to it. So we're going to be giving away a 6x6 sampling of this paper, and let me open up the wheel and explain to you how you can get on the wheel. You can get on this wheel when you like, you comment, or you share any of my videos. So last week, if you liked, if you commented, or if you shared, you got into the drawing. And let me pull that wheel up. And if you shared, you got an extra entry, and that is the key to getting an extra chance of winning whatever prizes I do every week. So sharing does help spread the word. Stampin' Up is all that I do, and so when you share, it does show the video to more people. You do get that extra entry onto the wheel, and it's a win-win for everybody. So let's go ahead, because I still have 8%, so let's go ahead and spin this for the prize so we can get that out of the way. And I'm trying to get that glare. That didn't go very... Did that go very long? It normally just goes around and round and round and round. I might need to check the... Let me check it. Beverly, I think you're watching. Hi, Leah. I'm going to look down here. I'm going to scroll back down the comments. Hi, Veronica. And Jess. Thank you for sharing, Bev. I think I told you that. Beverly, you have a different goodie bag coming your way. Beverly joined my team a few days ago. So I'm gonna redo this. I'm not trying to short you on a prize here, but I don't think it ran as... What is it doing now? Of course, it wants to go. Let's see. I'm not trying to edit the wheel. I'm trying to edit the... Oh, the spin time wasn't on long. That's why. I usually click it to long. So let me shuffle that again, and then we're going to spin it again. Beverly, I'm not trying to short you out of a prize. I just want you to know you have a different prize coming your way. Yeah, I like it. It's like the suspense. Like, where's it going to land? Okay, so let's spin this again, because I still got some time to spin. All right, let's try this again. There we go. It's the suspense every time you hear that click, and it starts to get slower and slower. Where's it going to land? And watch, it's going to land back on Beverly. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where it's going to land. Oh, Stella. Stella, you have not won in a while. So congratulations, Stella. I know Stella's going to make something really pretty out of this. She always does. So congratulations, Stella. And let me put this aside. And let me write your name down before I absolutely forget, and so that I don't have to go back and watch the video. But Stella, if you missed it, you won a 6x6 sampling of the Blackberry Beauty Designer Series paper. I did not even look to see if it's still available. I know for a long time it was unavailable because it was so popular. Okay, there we go. And then it came back, but I haven't looked to see if it's still... We've got a lot of exciting things happening, you guys, in the Stampin' Up! World. So let's go ahead and get started with our page 2 layout. And if you come on board after I get to looking down, I'll try to look at the comments. But sometimes that doesn't always happen until after the video, once I get started. So I'm just going to kind of put this one off to the side, and let me bring back... Oh, by the way, as far as the monthly online ordering special, I can tell you I'm almost done. I got a late start doing it, and the newsletter will go out tonight, but I wanted to let you know, I wanted to give you a little preview of what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a stamp set and designer series paper out of the annual catalog, and I wanted to give you a little preview of the stamp set I'm going to use. And Jennifer, if you're watching, I'm going to use Create with Friends because it's such a cute stamp set. It's got a lot of different sayings, and we are just going to go, I'm not going to say basic, but we're going to keep it simple for the month of December. I know we're all busy doing our holiday shopping and whatever, so I wanted to put together something super simple, and I'm almost done. I think I have one more card I need to design, and then we'll be good to go for the month of December. But so next Sunday I will be doing those 4 cards, so just keep that in mind. And then also, well, let me just talk as I put this together. So we do have our other base. It is this side. The other side looks like that. I hate using up the other side, but I wanted this layout to be really toned down. So in order to do that, I want to use the opposite sides here. And let's go ahead and get started with the mat that we put on the other side. I do like to keep things symmetrical, and like I said earlier, we're going to be using some items. Oops, tore that, but I'm glad it's on the other side and getting covered up. We're going to be using some items that, well, I don't know why I'm tearing the paper, but I'm tearing the paper. Let me make sure there's some adhesive there. Let me go slow. Card. Well, that's not helping. I don't know if it's because of the gold. I guess I could tell y'all, if you're ever putting adhesive on the sides that have the specialty part to it, just be careful, I guess, depending on what, all right, that's not working. Let me just break out the glue. Just be careful. I mean, usually things tear when I'm trying to put adhesive on the embossing side, but this one's the regular, well, no, this is Seal Plus. And I know I said last week, you know, we've got some pretty strong adhesive, so I'm gonna try to, let's get this on here. I also realized that last week, and when I realized it is when I went in this week to do this one, try to get that on there, is the layouts on the VIP group I didn't upload. Like, I did everything. I did everything, and it's just sitting there in my Stampin' blog waiting to get downloaded. So I'm going to get all of that done. And what I mean is, when you purchase anything from me, oh, come on. Let me try to go slow here. When you purchase anything from me or you attend any of my events, you get access to a private blog that has all of, all right, let's turn that around, that has all of the scrapbook page layouts that I have done since the beginning of the year. And it includes complete supply lists. Like, I'll give you the supply list every week when I do this. It'll be in the details after we're done with the video. Trying to line that up at the top there. But as far as dimensions, that's all on that private blog link. So when you purchase from me, you get access to that private blog link. I'll update it tonight. All right, so this is the point where I'm going to start doing some things to show you how to use, say for example, our adhesive sheets. And if you're not familiar with our adhesive sheets, they come in a package. It's a 6x12 package, and there's 12 sheets. And so when you have delicate dies, like this pumpkin die, we're going to be doing one of those. Or when you have delicate dies that are really, you know, intricate with a lot of detail in them, and you don't want to fool with, you know, potentially ripping them with your adhesive or getting glue in between and then getting glue sticky all over your fingers or dealing with fine tip glue, we have adhesive sheets, and I have already cut out the strip that I need. I I think our strip is a little bit longer than what I need, but this one right here, let's get this one on. We're going to be using our tailored tag punch in order to do the banner, so that when we put our layout together, it reads Happy Thanksgiving, and then right over here it's going to have the current year. But this little banner that I did over here, I used the tailored tag punch. So let's go ahead and get that in there. I did it this way. There's two banners you can do, whether your little point is going in or it's going out. And let's try to line that up. There we go. It's just an easy way to do that, but we're going to end up lining this up, okay? So, but before I do that, the same thing with this ribbon. Let me get some adhesive on this. This ribbon right here is the diamond weave ribbon. We're going to put a little piece underneath it, just like we did on the front, the first page. So let's get this lined up. Thinking that will stick okay. I want a little bit of that weave to show. See if I can line that up. And then we're going to take our paper snips and just do that little number. And let's get some more adhesive on the back of that. I'm going to line these two pages up and then butt this up against. There we go. Now, these pieces right here, let me find my one. There's supposed to be a one over here. Let me move this out of the way because I don't need that anymore, and I need more room. There's the one. Okay, so I'm also using, on this side, I am also using the Playful Alphabet dies in order to get the year, but unfortunately there's only one of each, so I'm going to have to do the two again. But in order to use our alphabet dies, our adhesive sheets, the cardstock, I'm going to bring over the mini cut and emboss machine so that we can get this cut. Okay, so let me show you with adhesive, with our adhesive sheets. Because I don't want to just die cut these out and I don't want to have to put glue on them, I'm going to use our adhesive sheets. Basically, it is a sheet that it's very thin. This side, but well, both sides right now I can touch because it has a it has a protective layer covering the adhesive that's kind of sandwiched in between. So when you go to use these sheets, you want to essentially cut only what you need, okay, based on what you're going to be die cutting. Okay, so I kind of, when I do these letters, I just kind of stick to my 1 inch wide strips and then go from there, because all of these letters are going to fit on a 1 inch strip. However long you make it determines on what you're doing. So I think I overdid it on this one, but I'm just showing you how to use the adhesive sheets. So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need your dies, you're going to need the strip that you need to that goes with those, and then you need a strip that's basically the same size as your piece of cardstock. Okay, now what we're going to do, I'm not sure if you can see these, but there's a perforation there and there's a perforation right there. Those pieces come off, okay? But once you take those pieces off, this piece right here, you can feel it when you touch it. This part that I took off is the part that has the sticky on it. Now this is such a small piece, I'm not going to be too worried about that one, so I'm going to throw that one actually away. But I am going to need these two larger pieces. So basically you take them off, make sure it doesn't catch on to something, because that side right there is sticky. See, it's sticking to my finger. Put that on your piece of cardstock. Now that's not going to be enough to do what I need to do, so I'm going to go ahead and put the other piece on. So peel that off, put that on, just butt it up against. Depending on how you cut your adhesive will depend on where that perforation is going to be. Now this piece right here, you'd throw that away. You don't need that. Now when we go to die cut, make sure you have the right sandwich that you need for die cutting. So I have my number 1 and I have my base plate. It's very similar to the large one. When you go to die cut, you want to put your adhesive part on the bottom and make sure your cardstock is on the top. Okay, this is the same process when you use our adhesive foam sheets. And the foam sheets are basically like dimensionals, but it cuts out whatever you're die cutting. Okay, so we're just going to line those up. Now remember, there's only one of each number. And you also want to be careful too, because the 0 looks like the O. Hashtag, as April Mercrite would say, ask me how I know. Okay, and then your other plate goes on top. I really need to replace my plates, but as you can see, they're very well worn and used. So once you have your sandwich down, just run those through. Okay, and then what's going to happen is they'll just pop out basically. But what you see is you see this sheet on the back. If they don't automatically pop out, you can use your take your pick tool. If I can find mine was right here. All right, well, we'll just get another one here and pop those out. Okay, so let's do that. Let's pop out that one. Let's pop out the 2, and then we're gonna have to do another 2 really quick. And then the 1. Okay, and I still have plenty on here, so you use it up, because everything else is gonna have to be essentially thrown away. So let's put that back in there and do another 2. Typically your top plate needs to be really clear, just so you know, because if you're doing something like a vellum or some kind of a gold foil, or yeah, that one moved. That one totally moved. All right. Let's try this again. That one moved when I pushed it through, and I think it's because I put my plate on. So let's do that. Let me make sure it doesn't move. This one's gonna work. The mini machine is only $60, by the way, which is something that you can add to your kit and still have plenty to purchase. Okay, let's put that aside, because I definitely don't want to lose those, and I am going to be using that again here in a minute. So now I have all my letters, or my numbers, sorry. We are going to go ahead and put them on so that I don't lose these. So I don't have a chance to lose these. Okay, so when you pull it off, in order to get that sticky part exposed, you basically just peel, kind of like you peel the back adhesive off of our dimensionals. You just peel that off, and that exposes the stickiness. And then you can just put it on whatever you're doing. Cardstock. If any of the pieces here happen to be part of the break, you'll see. And I don't know, I don't remember if any of these were part of that little, we're gonna find out though. Okay. This makes it so easy. Even though it takes an extra step, it really does make it easy for not having to deal with messy adhesive. Okay, I think that's straight enough. And then just press down on it, okay? So just press down on it. Let me move this back. And then we're going to start doing, let's put our mats together. So we've got several mats that we're going to be working with. Some of it's going to be basically a mirror image of what we had on the first page. I actually really prefer, I have to just use glue. I really prefer using the Seal Plus just because it's so strong and it makes me feel better knowing that, you know, things aren't going to come apart. But sometimes, I don't know if it's me just, you know, using it rough or what, but sometimes it's just frustrating when it starts to tear. Please tell me I'm not the only one that it tears cardstock or other things on. Make me feel better. Okay, so we got one of those. We actually have three total. So let's just get some glue and put all these together, and then I'll start laying them out. We're gonna have a journal box on, this side. So if anybody wanted to write a little bit of something about maybe something funny that happened at Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure you all have some pretty interesting stories. And I keep looking, I just want to make sure I'm putting adhesive on the right side. When you put adhesive, when you put at cardstock or designer series paper through our paper trimmers, the blade pushes down on the paper, and so what it does is it creates a very small lip to the page. And so when you go to put your adhesive on, you want to make sure you're putting it on the rough side so that the smooth side shows on the front, if you didn't know that. And if you look at your paper really good, you can see the difference between both sides. Sometimes, you know, if you have a lot happening on your page, it's not as noticeable. But in some cases it could be. So just wanted to let you know. So let's close that up. This is the journaling box, by the way. So I think it's a large enough journaling box to kind of write something about what happened Thanksgiving. So let's I'm going to lay those out so I don't forget where they went. And then we're going to do some more die cutting. So let me get this piece. Okay, and then we're going to do some stamping as well. So here is another piece. I'm going to do this pumpkin in Mossy Meadow. This is a part of the adhesive sheet. And when I measured this, I want to say, let's see, for the pumpkin, it's 2 by 3.5. That fits perfect because I wanted very, very minimal waste. So let's get this pumpkin. Maybe this is the piece I was thinking about that would have that little break in adhesive. Okay, so while I'm doing this, because I'm not gonna repeat the instructions from the first time that I did the numbers. So while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna do this and then let you know that the Stampin' Up! Website has a clearance rack refresh, you guys. So if you like clearance items, go check it out. All supplies are while they last. I haven't even gone on there and looked to see, got some glue on my fingers, what is on there, but it has been refreshed. I did see some new items on there, just a few. Like I said, I didn't go completely through it, but and then also don't forget, if you are a demonstrator, demonstrators get their discount plus the clearance rack. See, there's very minimal waste with that one. And then you can see the detail. I want to make sure that this is going to come off pretty easy, so I'm going to run it back through. But I'm going to run it back through the opposite way. Okay. Now you can use your take your pick tool to pop this out, and don't be worried about all of the pieces that are on the inside, and I'm going to show you what will happen. Some of those came out and they're stuck in there, but they're really not stuck. They'll poke out once you use I'm going to show you how to use this, but you can use the little brush tip from the take your pick thing and just, you know, okay, so now what we're going to do is let's bring our layout back over, and we're going to peel off that adhesive backing. So when you go to peel the backing off, if there's any pieces, see how that kind of came off because of that perforation? All you got to do is just pick it back up where it stopped. As you peel the rest of it off, those pieces in the middle come out because they basically attach themselves to the adhesive. And if one falls over, it's going to attach like that. You just pull it off. But do you see those little white ones? That's because it was part of where that little break in adhesive was. You can either worry about them and drive yourself nuts like me, or you can just leave them there. And I'm just going to leave them there. Okay? So, and then just throw all those pieces away. Now I essentially have adhesive all over the back of this pumpkin, which is pretty cool. Because at this point, all you have to do is literally just put it and tap it down, and it's stuck. It ain't going nowhere. Okay? And so now we are going to stamp another one of the images from the Pretty Pumpkins bundle. We're going to be doing this pumpkin trio, which, oops, sorry about that. I moved it. I'm trying to get the stamp. Here we go. The Pretty Pumpkins, that also has the coordinating dies. And we're going to be stamping this in Memento ink. So, because we're going to be using our blends, we're basically doing the same thing that we did on the first page. We are just going to do one though. We don't need two. Just going to do one. And then don't forget to we're going to put a piece of paper underneath this just to protect that surface underneath. Because you know the blends will bleed. Okay, so here we are with light pumpkin pie, and we're going to be using the brush tip. So let's color this. You can make your pumpkins whatever color you want. Get this. Also, I want to let anybody that gets a catalog from me, I want to let you know, this year, once you have it colored with the blends, if you want any parts darker, you can just go back and it'll become darker wherever you color. So if you want to create some shadows, you can create some shadows, or you can use the dark blend as well. But on this one, I'm just going to keep them light colors. Okay, this one's light Mossy Meadow. But this year, catalogs are going to come from me, because you're going to have some other things that are part of your catalogs, and it's things that Stampin' Up! Would not normally put with the catalogs. So if you get catalogs from me, just know that they're not going to come in those like those shrunken packages that they come from Stampin' Up. They're going to come directly from me in San Antonio, okay, because there's going to be some extra stuff as part of those. And they'll be mailed out about the same time that you would normally get them from Stampin' Up. So, and if you don't have a demonstrator and you need catalogs, you've got a couple of options. You can join my email list and get a complimentary copy of a catalog. We are going to die cut this. I think I got that right. Or anybody that, if you're not on my email list and you order from me, I automatically send complimentary copies out to people that order from me every year. Okay, so there we go. And then we'll die cut this one out with that coordinating die. There we go. I love this mini machine. Ta-ra! Okay, let's bring all this back so we can start putting this together. This is why I said we have to put something underneath the surface, because those blends will bleed through. Okay, and we're going to be putting these up with some, we're going to use black dimensionals. Let's use 3. Peel those off. And then we're going to put this one side by side. Okay, and let's go ahead and get our these on. And then I have some other parts that are coming on after that as well. We're going to use large ones on these as well. And then while I'm putting the mats on, let me just also tell you that I was talking with Chris tonight, and for those of you that don't know who Chris is, that's my husband. And he is totally on board with this. Let me get the first page back over here so I can line these up just a little bit. Starting next week, you guys, as far as the scrapbook page layouts, I want this to kind of be the same, but over on this side. There we go. Starting with next week, let me move this up a little bit. I'm working lower and not realizing that my phone keeps wanting to move, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, if y'all didn't see, you know what? If y'all didn't see where I put that pumpkin, and I'm like, it's going right here, and you're like, I can't see. I put it down here. I need to be looking at my phone occasionally. I don't know why sometimes the camera moves, because everything is like tightened, so I'm not sure why it's moving. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to pay attention, do this, and talk at the same time, which that's like my version of walking and chewing. at the same time. But anyway, starting next week, scrapbook page layouts. They're still going to be on Wednesdays, but let me move this up here. Oh. I can't remember if I lined it up. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to put it down and hope I left enough room. I'm going to do the journaling mat next. Starting next Wednesday, scrapbook page layouts are going to be earlier in the day. Okay. I am looking at like right before noon, but I haven't quite decided on a final time yet. Okay, so I'm going to think about that some more tonight, and then once I make a decision as far as the time, I'm going to be adding it to the newsletter that's going to go out later this evening. Everything's ready. I'm just putting some final links in the newsletter and testing them to make sure they go to the right spots. But I did want to tell y'all about the clearance rack refresh that happened today, if you didn't already know. Okay, so all of these mats are going up with dimensionals. Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure I was leaving enough room for all of these, and I did. Okay, and then let me get this out of the way, bring this back, because I have some other dies. Oops, let me go up a little more. I have some other dies that I'm going to put on. I didn't use the adhesive sheets with any of these, but I wanted to show you. A while ago I said I was going to be showing you the brush tip with the Take Your Pick tool. Now, this is our Take Your Pick tool. I know I've showed it before. It's a very, very handy piece to have. I believe this piece is only, it's only $10, and I'm bringing out the pieces that come with it when you first get it. So when you first get your Take Your Pick tool, you have essentially this piece. There's another piece. This piece. This piece covers that one. Okay, so there's a complete Take Your Pick tool. When you take these guards off, on one side you've got this piercer, and then when you unlock it and flip it around, you have kind of like this spatula thing happening there. I'm still missing a piece. There we go. You also have this other piece that has where you can score. So you can use this with your scoring, any of your scoring tools that you might have. It's got two different size little balls on each end. So whether you want to use that piece in there, you just, you know, lock it in there, take it out, put your scoring piece in there, and now you have this, a whole new piece, a whole new tool. Okay, whether you need your small one, large one. I'm going to put my piercer back in there because that's what I use the most. Now this side right here has this little cap on it. Oops, I pulled the whole thing out. Has this little cap on it. And this side has actually, let me see if I can get it to come out. I don't know if I've used all of it or if there's still some still in there. But there is a gummy, what's it called? It's not an adhesive, but it's like an adhesive. But it helps pick up any, I'm trying to see if this one comes out. Like sequins, anything like that. I know y'all seen me use it before. I'm not sure why nothing's coming out right now. But basically, this part screws out. Okay? This part completely screws out, and another product that we have that's sold separately is the brush tip. Now the brush tip comes with, I want to say there's two of these foam, get that off of there, two of these foam pieces that come with it, with the brush tip that's sold separately. You basically just take that and you screw that in place, And so now you have a completely another tool that you can use that has a handle on it. Okay, now I'm doing that to show you, just in case, you know, no one's ever seen that, but when I did these dies, I did some various dies in various colors. 2 of them are still stuck to the dies. When it comes to using your brush tools, I know that y'all have done some of these and maybe you've had a little piece that's been stuck in there and you just take your little, you know, take your tip of your piercer and things kind of pop out, and then you're fine like that. Then you have a clean die cut that doesn't have any pieces left in it, and then you put it on whatever you're putting on. Let me put the clean ones aside. That one was pretty clean. Got a few of them here that I wanted to show you. So anyway, let's start with the ones that are still on the dies. So this one didn't come out. You can certainly use these when your metal is still on the die if you wanted to. These little bitty pieces will poke through those tiny holes, so you can just brush over it and then you start to see some pieces come out. This one, not too crazy, you know, it didn't do a whole lot, but on some of the larger ones it does perfect. Or you can just simply take your die out and, you know, rub it over, and you see those popping out. Now, as long as you're not too rough on it, what happens is when you're rubbing over it, your die kind of curls a little bit, which is kind of cool. Let me move that up a little bit. It's kind of cool. Okay, so that one's a pretty clean one. Same here. Let's pop those out. You're always going to have some that are going to be, you know, a little stubborn. And so with those, just pop them out. You can pop them out or you can just leave them. Now, like I said, I didn't use any adhesive sheets on these. I just kind of left those, and see, all of those popped out. Then I have this leaf. I can do this number, or it's just easier to pop them out. If they don't come out that way, just put your little piercer in there, and then, well, sometimes you might need to do 2 so that you can take some out. There we go. Sometimes doing this number, they'll just fall out. If not, just rub them over this little. Of course, you get all these little pieces everywhere, so that's where dirty floors usually come in, because if I'm in a hurry and I'm not paying attention to where I'm throwing away things, I'm just putting them in the trash. I'm just throwing them on the floor. Okay. I want to get those clean. It drives me nuts to see to see even one little loose one. Okay. So this is going to be the last piece, you guys. It's just putting these leaves in place where I wanted them to go. Let's do that, because all these little pieces are driving me nuts already. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys how you can use, see how that's curling? I think it's kind of cool. But if you're too rough with them, you know, you could still, you know, tear these. And this tool is only $10. I don't remember what the brush tip and the foam parts are. I just don't remember. I didn't look, but I don't remember it being more than, it's a great deal, by the way. Whatever it is, it's still a great deal. So when you're looking for items to add, those are the perfect kind of items to add. Okay, so let's put all these on, and we're going to put all these on. I'm just going to use glue dots. So let me take some of these glue dots, and we are going to put, we're going to randomly put, and I need to trim actually. I need to trim some of these little pieces here just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to start putting these on. I have a little bit of linen thread that I need to use up, so let me put that one on. Trim that one too, just a little bit. I'm only gonna put flowers up here on the top. Oh, one of these is supposed to go down here at the bottom. I don't want to rip them. Uh-oh. I want to rip them. There you go. One's gonna go up there and one's gonna go up there. Okay. Put that one back behind that one, and then let's put this color up there. Well, I hope wherever you are, the weather's good, everybody's healthy, everybody's staying safe. Yeah, let's do this one. We had 3 deliveries here at the house today, and it was funny to go back and watch the Ring video of the delivery drivers, because I didn't put a, you know what, I didn't even take a picture yet, but I put every year for the past few years I've been putting a little gathering of snacks for all of the delivery drivers that come through. I'm gonna put this one down here. No, that one will look weird down there. I think that's enough. Been putting a little mixture of snacks for our delivery drivers, and it's always nice to go back and watch the videos to see their reactions when they come up on the porch, and there's all these really good snacks, you know, drinks, little sodas, snacks that they can, you know, eat on the run kind of things. And the last one that showed up was I'm making a double bow, but don't ask me why I just did 12 inches, because I meant to do 6. So I will make 2 different bows. But the last guy that showed up was the FedEx guy, and it was just getting dark. Like, we could still see him, but it was just getting dark, and the FedEx guy came and dropped off the package, and we just happened to be at the door when he showed up, so he was so happy. It's always nice to be able to put a smile on somebody's face, and, you know, it's the little things, you guys. And I know I don't go shop. I don't go to places and go shopping, so we get a lot of things delivered here to the house. Let me move that up so y'all can see what I'm doing. We get a lot of things delivered here to the house, and I know that these guys and gals that are out, you know, all day long delivering packages, heavy packages, and just, you know, work from sun up to sundown. It's the least that we could do. Leave a few snacks out, or even a sign. You know, maybe if you don't have the funds to go and get some little snacks, even from, you know, the dollar store or whatever, you know, leave them a sign just to, you know, thank them for their hard work. I'm gonna have to trim that one down. That bow didn't quite happen like I wanted it to, but that's okay. Just leave them a sign, thanking them for their hard work, and, you know, wishing them a good holiday. Pay it forward. I firmly believe in paying it forward. We're gonna put this one right here. Let's just put that one right there. And then I've got these last 2. I'm just gonna use some glue on these. A little glue on here. This one's going out a little bit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. I want to thank you all for joining me. I know it's a little bit longer than the normal, but sometimes I just feel like I have to stop and explain a few things in case there's some newbies that are watching that bought some of this stuff and don't know what to do with it or don't know how to use it. Even some older, you know, more seasoned people. Sometimes it's, make sure I put this on the back. Sometimes it takes a few times to go through the catalog to realize that you've missed, and you're like, how did I ever miss that? Like, where'd you get that from? And you're like, oh, it's on page da 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 da, and you're like, I've never seen that. I'm not trying to like douse this in glue, but I want to make sure all these pieces stick. Let's put this one back behind here. It's kind of sticking up there. Let me pull that one out. All right, I think this one's done. I don't recall seeing any loose pieces that still need to go on here. So let me put all this aside. I gotta figure out why my camera keeps moving. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna put page 1 and page 2 side by side. I hope y'all can see both of those, sort of. Let me line these up a little better. There we go. I guess if you wanted to, if you were doing this layout and wanted to put some more intricate leaves on here, we could put something kind of right here, or put another pumpkin or something, or just move that little journaling mat over. But anyway, it does kind of look weird. All right, hold on. That does look weird to me. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hope it doesn't rip too much or at all. Hold on, you guys, because that's going to drive me nuts. I can't leave it that way. I know it's not going to be like, ooh, that did tear a little bit, so I'm not sure how much I can drag it over without it like really being noticed, without it really being noticeable. We're going to find out. Yeah, that's really noticeable. So, yeah. I don't like that. Okay, so let me cover it back up. Let me cover it back up. Actually, no, I want to do it. Let me do it that way. I'm going to find something else to put over here to kind of cover that boo-boo up. Something's got to cover that up, you guys. That's going to drive me nuts. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. I ain't done yet. Cause yeah, let's just finish this off. That's not a piece I was planning on putting there, but I certainly didn't like the way that journaling box looked, kind of too off to the side. So when in doubt, throw something over it to cover it up, throw an embellishment on it. I'm just going to throw that extra leaf that I die cut and I didn't use anywhere else, and we are going to put a bow on it. Let me trim that little edge right there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone before I mess it up even more. But there you have it, you guys. Finally, layout number 24. Hope that gave you some inspiration on what to do with some of those Thanksgiving pictures that you all took last week. And so next week we'll be starting with a new layout. And then Sunday, we'll be going and doing the monthly online ordering special for the month of December. So thank you all for hanging in with me this evening. Sorry it was just a little longer than normal, but you all have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, bye y'all.